It's cracking, everybody. How you doing? Saludos, buenos dias. Should I say buenas noches? Uh, it's about 11:45. I went to the supermarket right now and went and bought some menudo for the morning, and then I bought me some waffles that I'm kind of warming up right now. Have a couple waffles. It's my little sweet tooth right now. Anyways, I wanted to talk about something. Like always, I want to talk about. I have a story. Now check it out, man. Before I got busted, um, we knew somebody that used to always be in and out of the system. And when he came out, he dressed acá. He dressed the way you would think somebody getting out of prison would dress. He talked the talk, walked the walk, everything. So, me never being busted, not knowing any better, he used to tell us all these little war stories and what was happening and how he proceeded and how he did this and he did that. And even though we weren't like, oh my God, we were just like, well, that's feedback. I mean, that's the way you're supposed to do it. So as time goes on, keeps on going in and out, man. Every time it comes out, he has a harder story to tell. Now, I get busted and I land up in I was at Corcoran, and from Corcoran I went to Centinela, which was a 3 yard. I was at Corcoran on a 4 yard. So I went to Corcoran a 3 yard, and then some dude tells me, hey, aren't you son? I told him, yeah. And I didn't recognize this dude. He goes, oh, it's me. Oh, shit. And as soon as I seen him, I knew he wasn't what he claimed to be. And I was like, okay, whatever. I've seen those type of people before. And that's kind of what this is about tonight. Uh, you know, people talk a good game. People will represent themselves as the downest homie. He's with the business. He's a killer. He's this. He's that. Okay, well, whatever. So be it. But when you're busted, you kind of be able to see through those little holes. They'll make something that's just not believable. But you wouldn't know that because you've never been busted. So a lot of times people will believe what this person's spilling or these people are spilling, especially on YouTube. Especially on YouTube. We have a lot of people. I don't know if these people are just think they're with the game or they want to be part of the game or they think they know enough about the game to make a judgment call. But the majority of the people that have been busted or and did any kind of serious time could pretty much shoot holes through a lot of people's stories. Now, the funny thing about that is I've ran across quite a few people that I was busted with. And these individuals will talk as if for me to co-sign their stories. And I just kind of like brush it off. And I'm that type of person that if I hear somebody telling a story and I don't believe it, I'm kind of, okay. I'm not going to debate with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I just mind my own business. If I just know what type of person that person is, if they're coming up with some fake stories that are just completely unbelievable. And so I kind of know the character of that person. But I'm not one to pull covers. I'm not one to just be a dick and call them out on the bullshit. Um, I'm that guy that's just like, yeah, okay, yeah. And I've had homeboys, I've had people that I did their time with to get out. And I always question myself. It's like, why would they tell me something so fabricated, knowing they did a gang of time? In their head, do they really believe that this story is believable. And this happens a lot on YouTube. A lot of people, they'll hear somebody do an interview or talk, and they spill a couple big words, and what they claim to be knowledge, and then people will be, oh yeah, homeboy's solid, homeboy's the real deal, homeboy's he's this and that, and they praise him. Now these people that are praising him are probably have never been busted, or like I said, just so they might play the game but never gotten that serious into it, or because anybody that's really done any kind of serious time can pretty much shoot holes through anybody in their stories. Um, I've had a conversation with somebody that did a gang of time. Well, a couple people that done a gang of time, and all of them the same thing. Said the same thing. Oh yeah, that cat, nah. Yeah. Did you hear this one? Yeah. Oh shit, did you hear this one? Yeah. And so it's kind of like you can't really fault people, in my opinion, for believing some of these guys' stories because they wouldn't know any better. They don't know. And I've told people when people tell me, "Oh, you're legit or you're solid, Sonny," I tell them, "How do you know that? You don't. Just because I'm telling you or I act a certain way doesn't make me solid, and I can be pulling the wool over somebody's eyes just like the rest of these cats. I'm not saying I am, um, but that's why I don't talk about the little stories in prison and county, and I don't do all that because some of the stuff that I've seen or I participated in, it's like, dude, I don't believe some of the crap that I've seen or done or participated in. I was like, damn, that's pretty bad. But I know a lot of these guys are just on here to brush their egos, or maybe they got an agenda because they're a lightweight celebrity where they feel it's necessary to come out with these embellished stories. And there's a lot of embellished stories in prison, in the prison genre, or just in that lifestyle period. Not just a genre, but people that are involved in it. See, there's an individual that I don't care to mention. Uh, in the way he talks, it's comical to me. It's uh I can't believe anything he says because he's so comical. And it's I've even had words with this individual where he questioned my integrity because I didn't really believe on what he was saying or what he was spitting. Uh, where he said, "Well, you don't like us," and it wasn't because I said anything. It was because he knew what they were saying was not something I was falling for or something I believed in. And that's a whole different thing. Is there's some people out there that talk and talk and talk, and I'm the real deal. I'm this. I'm that. Uh, and it doesn't mean I believe them. There's one on here that says that he's the realest out of everybody. I'm not calling him a liar. I just think he embellishes a little. Uh, that's just me, and there's not one particular person. There's multiple people that do this. Well, they talk and act like as if I'm supposed to believe these stories that they're putting out, and they get offended because I don't believe in it. Because they could see in my demeanor that I don't believe in it. There's people that I've met that will tell these stories and then, right, OG? Yeah, 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 yeah. And I don't call them. I don't want nothing to do with them because to me, I don't need those kind of people around me. I don't want those kind of people around me. I've never been around those type of people. Um, People like that get their covers pulled. Usually, you know what I mean? Out here on YouTube or in the outside world, it's a whole different ballgame. But in the life, usually they get their covers pulled. But I'll tell you right now, majority of them don't talk like that in there. They might say, "Oh, I'm down for this," or "I can't wait for this," knowing that's never going to happen, or a very slim chance of it happening, kind of thing. So that was my little spill. I see people saying people are 100. They really believe all this little jive that people are spitting. And like I said, if you have a problem with or think somebody might be fabricating something or embellishing, ask somebody that's been down a while. Not me. Don't ask me because I ain't gonna tell you. But ask somebody that's been around for a while, that's done time, and ask them, "Hey, do you believe this individual?" They ain't gotta say, "or these individuals." You ain't gotta say like to disrespect the man, but that so that you know, because giving a false narrative is what people start believing you can do certain things, and then they get in trouble, or they land up getting a gang of time because they actually believed on what you were spitting. So that's my little rundown on it. You can take it for what it's worth. And like I said, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just seeing what I see. It's usually if the story is too wild and a little unbelievable, it probably is. Um, and it's like I said, they'll even try to pull the covers on my eyes. I have people that I personally know that been to the system and they try to pull the cover over my eyes, and they look at them like, does this fool not know I just did a gang of time? And I know that's not how it works, so that's impossible. That couldn't have happened. You couldn't have went here and got that. It's just not possible. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. Have a blessed one, you guys. Good night.